Now, Sunday saw a third day of anti-government protests across Turkey. At least 1,700 people have been arrested so far.
This Monday morning, you're looking at live pictures right now after a night of noisy demonstrations and violence in major cities. In Istanbul's Beşiktaş neighbourhood, crowds threw stones at police who responded with water cannon and force. They were trying to keep crowds away from the Prime Minister's office.
Violent clashes have been reported in Istanbul, Ankara, Izmir and other cities across the country. Police used tear gas and water cannon to disperse large crowds of protesters in Istanbul on Saturday. The next day, the same images of violence were seen in Ankara as well. This is the biggest protest movement against Prime Minister Tayyip Erdogan since he was elected more than 10 years ago.
Roads were sealed off around Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan's office as police used tear gas to push back the surging crowd. Stones, iron bars and bottles were thrown in response. Firefighters dealt with a blaze at the offices of the ruling AK party in Turkey's third largest city, Izmir. Graffiti had been scrawled on walls and several windows of nearby buildings had been smashed.
I spoke to a demonstrator about what the Prime Minister had said, and he told me, the way the Prime Minister is not listening to us, the way Turkish media is underplaying these riots because they're intimidated by the government, these things show that the Prime Minister is behaving like a dictator.
We are continuing our resistance. It started 3 to 4 days ago. People don't see what's happening. If they were here, maybe they would understand it. People did not see the excessive use of force that was used yesterday.
We've been here since the first day. This is not Taksim Square anymore. This is Tahrir Square. This is Red Square. This is the square of the revolution. We will be here until the Prime Minister leaves.
The Prime Minister has rejected claims he is an authoritarian leader, dismissing protesters, calling them ideological and manipulated by the opposition. He also criticised them for taking things too far and expressing themselves in the wrong way.
The Prime Minister has been popularly elected more than once, and these protests don't have the same intensity as the uprisings that have swept through other parts of the Middle East. But they've shed more light on deep divisions in Turkish society. The Interior Minister says protesters gathered in a total of 67 cities, and Amnesty International called the response heavy-handed and disgraceful.
And this is the message we're trying to send to their Prime Minister. If he doesn't understand the message they're sending, then they won't make him understand it.
They are angry here with what they feel is the failure of their national media to cover this story. This is what's left of a Turkish news crew's satellite truck.
They're not broadcasting anything when this is all happening here, and when people died there, people have been struggling for the last 4 days. They were just broadcasting cooking shows, and it's, I don't know, insane.
The Prime Minister today described these protesters as a few looters and vowed he would press ahead with his redevelopment plans. But they're calling this here now the People's Park, and these people refuse to be silenced.